Some suburbs promise quiet streets, good schools, and the American dream wrapped in a white picket fence. They'll show you pristine downtowns and golf courses, swear you're getting the best value in America. Meanwhile, reality is playing out differently in suburbs across the nation, places where premium prices buy you traffic jams and hurricane insurance, while hidden gems offer world-class museums and mountain views that nobody's talking about. Today, we're separating the overhyped from the underappreciated, the overpriced from the overlooked. So grab your coffee, subscribe to our channel, and let's tour America's most misjudged suburbs, where reputation doesn't always match reality. Kicking off our list of overrated suburbs, Boulder represents what happens when best place to live rankings meet economic reality and reality loses badly. National Geographic crowned it America's happiest city, which apparently costs approximately $1 million in median home prices to experience firsthand. The city's natural beauty remains genuinely spectacular. Flatirons providing dramatic backdrop, miles of hiking and biking trails, 4 seasons of outdoor activities that make fitness influencers weep with envy. The active lifestyle isn't marketing spin. Residents actually do spend weekends climbing rocks and cycling mountain passes instead of sitting inside watching television. Strict growth limits designed to preserve Boulder's character created an artificial housing shortage that makes San Francisco look accommodating. There isn't enough housing for everyone who wants to live here, so the limited supply commands premium prices that exceed what most people can justify paying. Well-paid tech workers who can afford homes in most American cities find themselves priced out of Boulder entirely, forced to surrounding towns while commuting in for work. The cost of living extends beyond housing into every aspect of daily life. Groceries cost more, dining out costs more, even parking costs more. Everything carries a Boulder premium because they can charge it and people will pay rather than admit they can't afford happiness. Traffic congestion worsens as people who can't afford to live in Boulder commute from surrounding areas, creating the exact urban problems Boulder's growth limits supposedly prevent. The lack of socioeconomic diversity creates a bubble effect where everyone appears successful, outdoorsy, and thriving, because anyone who isn't those things can't afford to live here. It's not actually America's happiest city. It's America's most expensive filtering system that creates happiness through economic exclusion rather than community building. Boulder scores legitimately high on well-being indices and quality of life metrics. The city delivers on promises of natural beauty, outdoor recreation, and health-conscious culture. Residents who can afford it often genuinely love living here and wouldn't consider leaving. The disconnect between Boulder's prestige and its practical accessibility makes it definitively overrated. When nearby towns offer similar access to mountains and recreation at half the cost, Boulder's premium pricing reflects brand value more than actual superior living conditions. It's wonderful if money isn't an object, but for most people, that's exactly the problem. Number 4 gives us Palm Springs, the desert retreat that traded practical living for Instagram aesthetics and mid-century modern worship. This Coachella Valley city built its reputation on Hollywood glamour and architectural cachet, then convinced people that extreme heat and limited economic opportunities count as lifestyle choices. Palm Springs sits 100+ miles from Los Angeles, too far to be a true suburb, but positioned as one because Southern California sounds better than isolated desert outpost. Home prices climbed alongside the city's trendy reputation, creating a housing market based more on aspirational thinking than practical value. Infrastructure strains under growth pressure as more people chase the dream of poolside living and vintage architecture. Summer temperatures exceed 110 degrees Fahrenheit regularly, making Scottsdale's heat look moderate by comparison. The extreme climate limits year-round livability for anyone not fully committed to indoor living 4 months annually. Economic diversity beyond tourism remains remarkably thin. If you're not working in hospitality, real estate, or healthcare serving retirees, career options narrow considerably. Water usage restrictions grow stricter as California's allocation from the Colorado River shrinks. Living in a desert while pretending you're in a tropical oasis requires massive water consumption that's increasingly untenable. The glamorous mid-century pools and lush landscaping exist despite the environment rather than working with it, creating a sustainability question mark for long-term residents. Healthcare facilities remain limited relative to the growing population, and getting to specialized medical services often requires trips to Los Angeles or Orange County. The isolated location means fewer choices for everything from shopping to entertainment outside tourist-oriented businesses. Palm Springs works beautifully as a weekend getaway or vacation rental investment. As a permanent home, it demands accepting significant compromises, extreme heat, economic limitations, infrastructure challenges, and water concerns, in exchange for mid-century aesthetics and saying you live in a place that sounds cool at parties. The gap between Palm Springs' glamorous reputation and its practical reality as a year-round home makes it genuinely overrated for anyone prioritizing livability over cachet. At number 3, Scottsdale proves that being named one of America's best places to live doesn't necessarily mean you're getting America's best value. This Phoenix area suburb combined luxury shopping, golf courses, and relentless sunshine into a package that's priced like it includes a private jet. Housing costs skyrocketed beyond any reasonable relationship to local wages, as retirees and remote workers discovered they could escape winter entirely. The entire Greater Phoenix retirement corridor earned overrated status from retirement experts, specifically because places like Scottsdale drove costs into orbit. Sky-high HOA fees govern many Scottsdale communities, adding thousands annually to housing costs, while dictating everything from mailbox color to acceptable holiday decorations. These aren't modest fees covering basic maintenance. They're substantial recurring charges that fund resort-style amenities whether you use them or not. Summer temperatures routinely exceed 110 degrees Fahrenheit, creating a 4-month period where stepping outside feels like opening an oven to check if the pizza's done. The heat limits outdoor activities half the year and makes air conditioning a non-negotiable utility that costs more than some people's car payments. Growing water scarcity concerns add another layer of uncertainty as the Colorado River dwindles. Scottsdale offers legitimate appeal, gorgeous mountain views, world-class dining, and winter weather that makes your Midwest relatives jealous. You're just paying a substantial sunshine tax for a place that's unlivable without expensive climate control half the year and faces long-term water sustainability questions. Number 2 brings us The Villages, America's largest 55-plus community and the poster child for "Be careful what you wish for" in retirement planning. Spanning 3 central Florida counties with more golf carts than most cities have cars, The Villages transformed from affordable retirement haven into an overpriced sprawl that proves popularity can ruin paradise. What started as a reasonably priced alternative for retirees seeking warm weather and social activities has morphed into something else entirely. Home prices have jumped dramatically as word spread about this supposed utopia, while HOA fees and property taxes climbed alongside the population boom. Florida real estate experts now specifically cite The Villages as evidence that even formerly affordable retirement communities eventually priced themselves into overrated territory. The explosive growth created problems nobody anticipated. Traffic jams now feature golf carts backed up like rush hour on I-95, except everyone's driving at 15 miles per hour and nobody's in a hurry except they actually are, because pickleball starts at 3 p.m. Healthcare infrastructure struggles to keep pace with the influx of retirees, creating wait times that would frustrate a much younger population. The recreational amenities remain impressive: dozens of golf courses, recreation centers that rival cruise ships, and social clubs for every interest imaginable. Residents who thrive here genuinely love the energy and constant activities. Rapid expansion transformed an intimate retirement community into a sprawling corporation masquerading as a hometown. When your retirement destination develops its own traffic problems and infrastructure strain, you're basically living in a regular city except everyone's over 55 and really into golf. Breaking the bank at number 1 on the overrated list, Naples is what happens when a suburb becomes so desirable that it prices out the very lifestyle it's selling. This Gulf Coast jewel boasts pristine beaches and championship golf courses while demanding your firstborn child as a down payment. Median home prices have climbed into stratospheric territory, but the real financial ambush comes from the supporting cast. Hurricane insurance premiums have exploded following recent storm seasons, making that waterfront condo cost significantly more than the purchase price suggests. HOA fees routinely exceed what people in normal suburbs pay for entire mortgages, covering everything from landscaping to private beach access you could probably access for free elsewhere. Real estate experts specifically warn retirees that Naples makes it remarkably easy to demolish a retirement budget faster than a Category 4 hurricane. The combination of soaring property values, insurance costs that make your accountant weep, and HOA fees that fund small municipalities means the true cost reveals itself slowly, like financial death by 1,000 country club assessments. The quality of life remains genuinely high. Beautiful weather 8 months of the year, sophisticated dining, and golf courses manicured to perfection. Naples delivers on its promises of upscale coastal living. The value proposition crumbles under basic mathematics. When you're paying premium prices for everything plus hurricane preparation costs that other suburbs never consider, the paradise tax becomes substantial. Naples represents classic overrated territory, unquestionably beautiful and undeniably expensive. But whether it justifies the financial commitment depends entirely on whether your retirement account has its own zip code. Now let's flip the script and explore 5 suburbs that deserve way more recognition than they're getting. While we're at it, go ahead and subscribe and like because number 1 will surprise you. Kicking off the underrated list, Huntsville proves that NASA can make anywhere exciting and affordable simultaneously. U.S. News ranked it number 2 best place to live in America for 2023. Finally recognizing what aerospace engineers discovered decades ago, this Alabama city combined rocket science with Southern hospitality and somehow made it work beautifully. The economy orbits around NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center and major Army research facilities, producing high-paying technical jobs in a region where a $350,000 home still buys a yard, good schools, and a short commute. Beyond aerospace, Huntsville's growth extends to advanced manufacturing, biotech, and defense, creating a balanced, recession-resistant economy. The workforce is highly educated, and public schools perform well above regional averages thanks to strong parental involvement. Families move here for those schools and stay for the 4 gentle seasons, mountain trails, and Tennessee River recreation, all without Midwest winters or coastal expense. Culturally, Huntsville surprises visitors expecting rural Alabama cliches. Space museums, botanical gardens, a performing arts hub, and a fast-rising restaurant scene give it sophistication well beyond its size. Crime rates remain below national averages, reinforcing its safe, family-friendly reputation. For years, Alabama's broader image overshadowed what was happening in the north, leaving Huntsville quietly underrated. Now, with national rankings catching up, it stands out as one of America's smartest bargains: high salaries, affordable living, excellent schools, and steady growth. It's living proof that when government, industry, and community align, even a southern city can become a rocket-powered model of American suburbia. Claiming number 4, Lancaster proves that scenic farmland and excellent healthcare can combine into America's best retirement destination without requiring anyone to move to Florida. U.S. News & World Report named it number 1 best place to retire. Recognizing what Pennsylvania retirees quietly understood, this place works better than flashier alternatives charging twice as much. The combination of affordable housing, top-rated healthcare systems, and pastoral charm creates rare value. Cost of living runs 5 to 10% below national average, while quality of life metrics consistently exceed expectations. Surrounded by Amish farmland that provides both beautiful scenery and practical reminder that simpler living works fine, Lancaster balances modernity with tradition authentically. Lancaster City itself surprises visitors expecting rural backwater. The downtown features cafes, markets, arts venues, and restaurants that attract visitors from Philadelphia and Baltimore. The cultural scene leverages history and community engagement to create genuine vibrancy. Crime rates stay low because community connections remain strong. People know their neighbors, participate in local events, and maintain community ties that sociologists claim disappeared from American life. The slower pace isn't stagnation. It's an intentional quality of life choice that residents actively prefer. Healthcare quality exceeds what cities twice Lancaster's size offer. Multiple hospital systems attract specialists who could practice anywhere but choose Lancaster for quality of life. Lancaster doesn't make flashy headlines because picturesque farmland and reasonable healthcare costs don't generate clicks like beach photos. The qualities that make Lancaster excellent, affordability, healthcare, community, stability, sound boring until you're actually choosing where to spend retirement years with limited income. Number 3 brings us Bentonville and Northwest Arkansas, the region that proves corporate headquarters can create legitimate quality of life instead of just extracting it. Walmart's home base transformed surrounding towns into one of America's fastest-growing metro areas, 27% population growth from 2010 to 2021, while maintaining low costs and high satisfaction that seem mathematically impossible but empirically exist. 2/3 of Northwest Arkansas residents rate their quality of life as excellent or very good, an exceptionally high satisfaction rate. People genuinely like living here, which surprises outsiders who assume Arkansas means rural poverty and limited opportunities. Bentonville itself punches well above its weight with charming downtown and Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art, world-class institution showcasing American masterworks that rivals major city museums. Walmart family philanthropy created cultural amenities that towns 10 times Bentonville's size can't match. Miles of mountain biking trails wind through Ozark scenery, while growing culinary scene attracts chefs from larger markets. Housing affordability remains remarkable compared to tech hubs with similar growth trajectories. You can buy actual houses on normal professional salaries without requiring 2 incomes or generational wealth. Economic diversity extends beyond Walmart into logistics, technology startups, and regional retail headquarters. The company's presence creates an ecosystem that supports surprisingly diverse job market. The region remains massively underrated because Northwest Arkansas doesn't sound impressive to people who've never visited. Most Americans associate Arkansas with poverty, missing entirely that this specific area built something exceptional. It offers small-town feel with big city opportunities and affordable housing with quality amenities. At number 2, Greenville quietly built one of America's most livable small metros while everyone else argued about Austin versus Raleigh. U.S. News and World Report jumped Greenville to number 4, best place to live in America, for 2024, recognizing what locals already knew. This city figured out the affordability and quality of life equation, while bigger destinations struggled with both. The revitalized downtown genuinely works as organic community gathering space. Falls Park and the Reedy River create natural beauty integrated into the urban core, while the Swamp Rabbit Trail connects neighborhoods and recreation areas. Proximity to Blue Ridge Mountains provides outdoor access without requiring mountain living compromises. Economic diversity distinguishes Greenville from single-industry southern cities. Manufacturing, technology, healthcare, and education create employment stability across sectors. When one industry contracts, others provide cushion, preventing boom-bust cycles. Job market strength supports population growth without overwhelming infrastructure or driving housing costs to unreasonable levels. Cost of living remains genuinely reasonable relative to services offered. Housing costs align with local wages in ways that seem almost quaint. You can actually live in Greenville on Greenville salaries, a mathematical relationship that's rarer than it should be. Low crime rates and friendly communities work for families and retirees simultaneously. The Southern charm isn't manufactured. It's actual cultural characteristic that manifests in daily interactions. The city doesn't generate buzz that Austin or Raleigh do, leaving it underrated nationally, despite objective metrics showing competitive performance. Greenville lacks flashy reputation, but delivers substance that matters more for actual residents. The lack of hype keeps it accessible and affordable. Greenville proves that sometimes the best suburbs are the ones doing everything right while nobody's paying attention. Topping the list as the most underrated suburb in America, Sun Valley and adjacent Ketchum prove that sometimes the best suburbs are the ones most people have never seriously considered. This Idaho mountain community built America's first ski resort, then quietly maintained an exceptional quality of life, while flashier destinations grabbed headlines. World famous among skiers, but virtually unknown in best places to live conversations, this idyllic mountain town of roughly 2,500 residents offers something increasingly rare: genuine small-town community spirit with world-class recreational access. 4 mountain ranges provide year-round outdoor activities, from skiing to hiking to mountain biking, while downtown Ketchum delivers surprisingly sophisticated dining and arts that punch well above its population weight. Crime rates stay remarkably low because everyone knows everyone. Nature exists literally at your doorstep, not as weekend destination requiring planning and driving, but as daily backdrop to normal life. Wildlife sightings happen during coffee runs, rather than expensive photography safaris. The arts and culture scene surprises visitors expecting typical resort town superficiality. Galleries, live music, and film festivals create intellectual engagement that many larger cities can't match. Housing costs reflect resort area reality. This isn't cheap living by rural Idaho standards. The remote location limits career opportunities to hospitality, local business, or remote work arrangements. Sun Valley remains underrated, specifically because of its isolation. Most people dismiss it immediately as too remote or too small. Those who actually visit often find it outshines more famous suburbs in genuine quality of life measures. The scenery, recreation, and community connection create something special that doesn't require compromise. It's not for everyone, but for those it fits, Sun Valley delivers better than places with 10 times the population and 20 times the publicity. So there you have it. From Boulder's happiest place to live reality check to Sun Valley's idyllic isolation. Before you chase the dream suburb, consider what actually matters. Are you paying for prestige or livability? Is that premium price buying genuine quality of life, or just an address that sounds good? Sometimes the best suburbs are the ones nobody's talking about because they're too busy living well to brag about it online. So what do you think? Are you ready to overpay for sunshine and golf, or are you heading to Arkansas for world-class museums nobody knows about? Let me know in the comments.